Welcome to our course on The Alchemist by Paulo Coelho. In this class, we'll dive into the profound journey of Santiago, a shepherd boy, as he pursues his personal legend and discovers the deeper truths of life. Together, we'll explore themes like following our dreams, listening to our hearts, and recognizing the signs the universe gives us along the way. We'll reflect on how Coelho uses allegory and symbolism to inspire personal growth and self-discovery, drawing parallels to our own lives and how we pursue our own dreams. Paulo Coelho is a Brazilian author whose works have inspired millions of readers worldwide. Known for his philosophical depth and spiritual insights, Coelho's writing is often centered around themes of destiny, personal transformation, and the search for meaning. The Alchemist remains his most renowned work, translated into numerous languages and touching readers across cultures. His storytelling speaks to the universal human experience, making his messages both timeless and deeply personal. Let's begin. Part 1. It's the possibility of having a dream come true that makes life interesting. Coelho introduces us to Santiago, a young shepherd boy traveling through the Andalusian countryside with his flock. He arrives at an abandoned church, reflecting on his life, his sheep, and a recurring dream. Santiago is a well-read shepherd, and while he enjoys traveling, he feels a growing sense of unease and dissatisfaction with his life, especially after meeting a merchant's daughter a year ago. This sense of longing, along with the recurring dream, hints that Santiago's journey is not just about wandering the countryside, but discovering something deeper about himself. Santiago's connection with his sheep is a key focus in the chapter. He notes how the sheep trust him completely, but seem unaware of the changing world around them, concerned only with their basic needs of food and water. Santiago realizes that he has fallen into a similar routine, becoming comfortable with his predictable life as a shepherd. Yet, there is a part of him that yearns for more, a desire to live a life of adventure and seek out the treasures the world might hold, much like the treasures hinted at in his dreams. The encounter with the old woman who interprets his dream introduces a mystical element to Santiago's journey. She tells him that his dream of finding treasure near the Egyptian pyramids is a sign, and while she charges him nothing up front, she requests a tenth of the treasure he finds. This moment reveals the theme of faith and risk-taking. Santiago is both excited and skeptical. While the dream promises adventure, it also demands that he leave the safety of his current life to pursue something uncertain. The chapter concludes with Santiago meeting Melchizedek, the mysterious king of Salem, who reveals the concept of a personal legend. Melchizedek tells Santiago that everyone has a personal legend, or a purpose, but many give up on pursuing it. Santiago is at a crossroads. He can either continue his life as a shepherd or pursue the treasure, a metaphor for fulfilling his potential. This sets the stage for Santiago's inner and outer journey, one that will challenge his beliefs, values, and understanding of the world. As the chapter unfolds, Santiago's dissatisfaction with his life becomes more pronounced. His desire for adventure, fueled by his recurring dream, contrasts sharply with the predictable and routine existence of his sheep. Coelho uses the sheep as a powerful metaphor for those who go through life unaware of their greater potential, content with fulfilling their most basic needs. Santiago begins to see himself in the same light, desiring more but unsure how to break free from the comfort of his current situation. This internal struggle between safety and adventure introduces one of the book's central themes: the importance of pursuing one's dreams, even at the cost of security. The dream itself plays a pivotal role in Santiago's unfolding journey. Coelho presents dreams as symbols of the unrealized potential within us, waiting to be pursued. Santiago's reluctance to fully trust the dream, despite its recurring nature, highlights a universal hesitation many feel when confronted with the unknown. The old woman's interpretation of the dream as a divine sign challenges Santiago to rethink his hesitation. However, the price she asks in return, a tenth of the treasure, further underscores the idea that achieving one's dreams comes with risks and sacrifices. Santiago is left contemplating whether the promise of treasure is worth the uncertainty of the journey. Melchizedek's introduction is crucial, as he represents the figure who pushes Santiago toward his greater purpose. His explanation of the personal legend is a key turning point, as it reinforces the idea that everyone has a unique path in life. Melchizedek's words awaken Santiago to the realization that the treasure he seeks is not just physical wealth, but the fulfillment of his own destiny. Coelho uses Melchizedek to convey the message that pursuing one's dreams is not merely a choice, but a calling that requires both courage and conviction. Santiago's time with the crystal merchant serves as a critical turning point in his journey, highlighting the contrast between those who follow their dreams and those who let fear and comfort trap them in stagnation. The crystal merchant represents the individual who, despite having opportunities, never takes the risk to pursue his deepest desires. In this case, his dream of visiting Mecca. His inaction is a stark reminder to Santiago of the consequences of letting time slip by without acting on one's personal legend. Santiago, on the other hand, uses this experience to reflect on the importance of courage and determination in pursuing one's true purpose, realizing that even setbacks offer valuable lessons. Through their interaction, Santiago learns that progress and fulfillment come from action, not just dreaming. His innovative ideas to improve the crystal shop's business symbolize his proactive approach to shaping his destiny, while the merchant's reluctance embodies the fear of failure that often holds people back. By choosing to move forward despite his earlier losses, Santiago reinforces the idea that the pursuit of one's dreams is more important than material success. His journey with the crystal merchant deepens his understanding of the interconnectedness of life's experiences, and he leaves with a renewed commitment to follow his path, trusting that each step brings him closer to realizing his personal legend. Ultimately, the first chapter sets up the core conflict that will drive Santiago throughout the novel: the choice between comfort and the pursuit of his personal legend. Coelho masterfully blends everyday concerns, like Santiago's role as a shepherd, with mystical elements like dreams and prophecies, weaving together a narrative that encourages readers to reflect on their own lives. Santiago's journey, while deeply personal, echoes a universal human experience: the tension between staying safe in familiar territory and taking the leap toward fulfilling one's greater purpose. Through Santiago's reflections, Coelho invites readers to consider what treasures might await them if they too are willing to step beyond their comfort zones. Part 2. Santiago has been employed by the crystal merchant for nearly a month. Though it doesn't make him happy, he remains committed since the merchant treats him fairly. He realizes that if he keeps working for the merchant, it will take him a year to save enough to buy his flock of sheep. Santiago comes up with an idea to attract more customers. He suggests building a display case for the crystal to be placed outside the shop to catch the attention of people passing by. The merchant is reluctant, fearing the crystal could break. Despite his initial hesitance, the merchant agrees to give the idea a try. The crystal merchant, noticing the improvement in business, remarks that Santiago will soon have enough to return to his sheep. He wonders why Santiago would ask for more out of life. Santiago responds that they must follow the omens. Santiago believes his presence at the shop is an omen in itself. The merchant, intrigued, asks why Santiago is so eager to see the pyramids in Egypt. Santiago doesn't fully explain his reasons, but admits that the allure of the pyramids is too strong to ignore. He also surmises that the crystal merchant never had dreams of travel. 2 days later, the merchant revisits Santiago's idea of the display case. He admits that he is uncomfortable with change, explaining that it's hard to take action when you're used to the way things are. Santiago argues that they should take advantage of their luck and use it to propel themselves forward. He references the principle of favorability, or beginner's luck, suggesting that the universe is encouraging them. The crystal merchant then talks about the 5 obligations God gave to believers: faith, prayer, fasting, charity, and a pilgrimage to Mecca. Tears come to the merchant's eyes as he recalls this religious duty, which he has not fulfilled, despite meeting many travelers on their way to Mecca. Santiago asks why the crystal merchant hasn't gone on his pilgrimage yet. The merchant replies that it's the thought of Mecca that keeps him going. He's content with the dream, and he fears that if he were to actually fulfill it, he might lose his will to live. Santiago, understanding this mindset, recognizes that the merchant would rather dream than risk disappointment by pursuing it. With the merchant's blessing, Santiago builds the display, and it draws more people into the shop. 2 months pass, and the shop's business flourishes. Santiago estimates that if he works for 6 more months, he will have enough to buy 60 sheep and return to Spain. For now, his dream of reaching Egypt fades into the background, and Santiago becomes satisfied with his work. However, he recalls Melchizedek's words about always knowing what you want in life. Santiago takes pride in the new skills he has acquired, such as working with crystal, understanding a language beyond words, and reading omens. One day, Santiago overhears a man in the street complain about the lack of a good place to get a drink after climbing the hill. Seeing this as an omen, Santiago proposes that they sell tea in the crystal shop, offering it in the crystal glasses they sell. This will not only attract thirsty customers, but also encourage them to buy more crystal. The crystal merchant is hesitant, knowing this change would further expand the shop and alter his lifestyle. He confesses to Santiago that while he has benefited from the boy's ideas, he's also burdened by them. Now that Santiago has presented new opportunities, the merchant realizes the things he could achieve, but doesn't want to pursue. The merchant ends the conversation with the word maktub, meaning It is written. He explains to Santiago that some changes are inevitable, and despite his resistance to change, he agrees to sell tea in crystal glasses. Soon, the news spreads, and many people visit the shop specifically to enjoy the experience of drinking tea from the elegant crystal. The success forces the merchant to hire 2 more employees to keep up with the demand. Months pass, and Santiago prepares to leave the crystal shop after nearly a year. He has earned enough money to buy 120 sheep, a return ticket to Spain, and even start a business importing African goods to his homeland. When Santiago informs the merchant of his plans to leave, the merchant reflects on his own unfulfilled dreams. He admits that he is proud of Santiago's success, but he won't be making his pilgrimage to Mecca. Santiago is startled, wondering how the merchant knows that he won't be buying back his sheep either. Maktub, the merchant repeats, and Santiago realizes that his heart is set on continuing his quest for treasure. Packing his belongings, Santiago finds his old shepherd's pouch. As he pulls out his jacket, the stones Urim and Thummim fall to the ground. The sight of them brings back memories of Melchizedek and his advice to never stop dreaming. Santiago reflects on the lessons he's learned from the merchant, his sheep, and the language of the world. He realizes that the universe does conspire to help him achieve his dreams, though it hasn't been without challenges. Santiago bids a silent farewell to the crystal merchant and sets out to find a caravan that will take him across the desert. As he walks through the bustling city, he holds the stones in his hand, reminding himself that Melchizedek is always nearby when someone is pursuing their personal legend. At a warehouse, Santiago meets an Englishman who is also waiting to join the caravan. The Englishman is a scholar searching for the secrets of alchemy and hopes to meet a renowned alchemist who lives in the Al-Fayoum oasis. Santiago and the Englishman form an unlikely bond, though their paths differ. While Santiago is following omens to find treasure, the Englishman seeks intellectual knowledge. Santiago learns from the Englishman about the philosopher's stone, a substance that can turn metal into gold, and the elixir of life, which grants immortality. The caravan journey is long and arduous, filled with silence as the travelers cross the vast desert. Santiago observes the world around him, slowly realizing that the desert, like the crystal, has its own language. He befriends a camel driver who shares his own wisdom about living in the moment and trusting in the greater plan. Santiago begins to understand that all things are connected, and by paying attention to the world around him, he can learn the language of the soul of the world. One night, while reflecting by the fire, Santiago asks the Englishman about his search for the alchemist. The Englishman explains that alchemy is more than turning metal into gold. It's about personal transformation. He says that those who understand the soul of the world can achieve incredible things because they are in harmony with the universe. Santiago, fascinated by the idea, begins to wonder if he too could learn alchemy through his own experiences. When they finally arrive at the oasis, Santiago is struck by its size and beauty. It's larger than many towns he has seen in Spain, and its palm trees and wells seem like a paradise in the midst of the harsh desert. The oasis is a neutral zone, safe from the tribal wars raging nearby. The caravan is welcomed with open arms, and the travelers are instructed to surrender their weapons, as violence is forbidden within the oasis. Santiago's thoughts soon turn to Fatima, a young woman he meets at the well. From the moment they lock eyes, Santiago is sure that she is his soulmate. Despite knowing her for only a short time, Santiago declares his love for her and tells her about his quest for treasure. Fatima, though in love with Santiago, urges him to continue his journey, promising that she will wait for him at the oasis. She understands that his personal legend must come first, and she believes that their love will endure the separation. Meanwhile, the Englishman is eager to meet the alchemist. After days of searching, they are finally directed to the man who holds the secrets of the philosopher's stone. The Englishman is told to attempt the transformation of metal into gold on his own without further instruction. Nervous but determined, he begins his work, hoping to unlock the mysteries of alchemy. Santiago, meanwhile, continues to meet with Fatima at the well each day, growing closer to her even as he prepares to leave. One day, while Santiago is in the desert, he has a vision of an army attacking the oasis. Alarmed by this omen, he rushes to inform the tribal chieftains, who listen carefully to his warning. Though skeptical, they agree to arm the men of the oasis for protection. They tell Santiago that if his vision proves to be false, he will be executed for causing unnecessary alarm. The next day, Santiago's vision comes true as enemy soldiers invade the oasis. Thanks to his warning, the men of the oasis are prepared and able to defend themselves. Santiago is rewarded with 50 gold coins and is invited to become a counselor to the tribal chieftains. Despite this honor, Santiago knows that his journey is not over. He still feels the pull of the pyramids and the treasure that awaits him. At this point, the alchemist takes a personal interest in Santiago and offers to guide him across the desert. Santiago, though hesitant to leave Fatima behind, accepts the offer. The alchemist teaches Santiago important lessons about life, love, and destiny. He explains that the true goal of alchemy is not to create gold, but to achieve personal transformation and spiritual enlightenment. Santiago learns to listen to his heart and follow the omens that guide him. As they travel, the alchemist tells Santiago that love should never prevent a person from pursuing their dreams. Santiago reflects on the crystal merchant, the Englishman, and Fatima, realizing that each of them represents a different approach to life. The merchant chose safety and comfort over pursuing his dream of traveling to Mecca, content with merely dreaming of it. The Englishman, on the other hand, is consumed by intellectual pursuits, seeking knowledge above all else. And Fatima, though in love with Santiago, understands the importance of following one's personal legend and encourages him to do so, even if it means they must be apart. As they continue their journey, the alchemist further tests Santiago's understanding of the soul of the world. One night, he challenges Santiago to find life in the seemingly barren desert. Santiago lets his horse roam freely, trusting in the language of the world, and the horse leads him to a hidden wellspring of life. The alchemist acknowledges Santiago's growth, reminding him that life attracts life and that everything in the world is interconnected. However, their journey takes a dangerous turn when they are captured by a group of warring tribesmen. The alchemist offers the tribe's chief a wager. Santiago will demonstrate his mastery of the elements by turning himself into the wind within 3 days, or they both will die. Terrified, but determined, Santiago spends the next few days meditating on the desert, the wind, and the sun, trying to understand the deeper meaning of the universe. On the final day, Santiago communicates with the elements, calling upon the desert, the wind, and the sun to help him perform the impossible. He speaks to them in the language of the world, explaining that love is the force that transforms everything. As Santiago surrenders to the power of the universe, he becomes one with the wind, demonstrating his mastery over the elements and earning the respect of the tribesmen. With the danger behind them, Santiago and the alchemist continue their journey until they reach a Coptic monastery. There, the alchemist demonstrates the final step of his work, transforming lead into gold using the philosopher's stone. He divides the gold into 4 portions, giving one to the monastery, one to Santiago, one for himself, and one as a backup for Santiago should he need it later. The alchemist then bids Santiago farewell, reminding him that his true treasure lies at the pyramids. Santiago continues his journey alone, eventually arriving at the base of the Egyptian pyramids. Overwhelmed with emotion, he falls to his knees, thanking the universe for guiding him to this point. As he digs into the sand, hoping to find the treasure, he is attacked by a group of thieves. They beat him and take the gold given to him by the alchemist. Just as Santiago is about to give up, one of the thieves mockingly tells him about a dream he had of a treasure hidden beneath a sycamore tree in an abandoned church in Spain. Suddenly, everything becomes clear to Santiago. The treasure he's been searching for has been back in Spain all along, right where his journey began. Returning to the abandoned church, Santiago digs beneath the sycamore tree and uncovers a chest full of gold and jewels. He laughs at the irony of his long journey, realizing that the real treasure was not the material wealth, but the knowledge, love, and wisdom he gained along the way. He plans to return to Fatima, knowing that his journey is now complete and that his personal legend has been fulfilled. The journey of Santiago in The Alchemist is a deeply symbolic narrative that explores universal themes of personal growth, self-discovery, and the interconnectedness of all things. The Englishman's intellectual pursuit of alchemy illustrates another extreme, the individual who becomes so consumed by the search for knowledge that they lose sight of the real purpose behind it. While the Englishman is highly educated and well-read, his understanding of alchemy is purely theoretical. He believes that the answers lie in books, and yet he remains disconnected from the practical, experiential learning that Santiago embodies. This dichotomy reveals an essential truth. Knowledge, when not applied or experienced, remains incomplete. In life, it is not enough to learn from others or from written texts. True wisdom comes from engaging directly with the world and allowing life to teach its lessons through action. Fatima, Santiago's love interest, embodies the idea of unconditional love and trust in the natural flow of life. Her willingness to let Santiago go in pursuit of his personal legend, despite the uncertainty of his return, demonstrates her understanding of a greater truth, that true love does not hold someone back, but rather encourages them to grow and follow their own path. In many ways, Fatima's character challenges conventional ideas about attachment and relationships. She accepts that Santiago's destiny lies beyond the oasis, and that their love will endure as long as it is aligned with their personal legends. This perspective highlights a profound lesson. Love in relationships should support, not stifle, individual growth and fulfillment. In a greater sense, this reflects the balance between personal desire and commitment to others, a delicate interplay that everyone must navigate in life. A key turning point in Santiago's journey comes when he is challenged by the alchemist to transform himself into the wind. This episode serves as a powerful metaphor for the idea that human beings are capable of achieving seemingly impossible feats when they are in alignment with the natural forces of the universe. Santiago's ability to communicate with the desert, the wind, and the sun speaks to the novel's recurring theme of interconnectedness, the idea that all things in life are part of a greater whole, and that by understanding this unity, individuals can tap into a deeper source of power and wisdom. This concept is mirrored in real life, where true success and fulfillment often arise when one feels connected to something larger than oneself, whether it be nature, the universe, or a sense of purpose. The Alchemist's teachings also reinforce the notion that personal transformation is a lifelong process. The alchemical metaphor of turning lead into gold symbolizes the spiritual and emotional refinement that occurs as one pursues their personal legend. Just as lead must go through a series of complex steps to become gold, so too must individuals undergo a process of growth, challenges, and learning in order to achieve their highest potential. The journey is not simply about reaching the treasure at the end, but about the person one becomes along the way. This aligns with the broader idea that life is about constant evolution and improvement, and that the pursuit of one's goals should lead to both personal fulfillment and a deeper understanding of the world. Perhaps the most profound message of The Alchemist is the idea that one's true treasure is often not what they initially set out to find. Santiago's discovery that the material treasure he sought was hidden in the very place where his journey began is a powerful reminder that the answers we seek are often closer than we realize. However, this revelation does not diminish the importance of the journey itself. Had Santiago not embarked on his quest, he would not have gained the wisdom, love, and self-awareness that ultimately define his treasure. This reflects a deeper truth about life. The value of the journey often surpasses the destination, and the lessons learned along the way are the real rewards. Congratulations on finishing our course on The Alchemist by Paulo Coelho. Together, we've explored Santiago's journey and the powerful themes of following our dreams, listening to the signs around us, and embracing the challenges life throws our way. We've learned that pursuing our personal legend often requires leaving behind the familiar, trusting in the universe, and having faith that everything we encounter is part of a greater plan. We've also reflected on the importance of perseverance and self-discovery, understanding that true wealth lies not in material gain, but in the wisdom and growth we experience along the way. The lessons from this book encourage us to stay committed to our dreams, even when the path seems uncertain or difficult. As we move forward, let's take these teachings into our own lives, embracing change, seeking out our purpose, and trusting that every step we take brings us closer to our personal legend. The universe is always conspiring to help us achieve what's in our hearts, and it's up to us to listen, learn, and keep going. Good luck.